Hey there, Aquarius. Welcome to your reading for the week of March 31st. You have this turkey card. It says metal and strategy on it. You have this dragon card. It says ancient wisdom, protector, and magic. I would say that your ancient wisdom is kind of coming back to you here, Aquarius. I mean, Pluto and Aquarius definitely could be bringing up some of your, inner wisdom, some things that you've always known. That card also says magic on it, and it kind of is like a little bit of a magical time where we could be manifesting things faster. So, I think I said it to you in a recent reading. I would definitely watch your words at this time. Make sure you're speaking, positively about what you're doing. But this is also good at this is also good for good words. So if you're using good words about when you talk about yourself or the things that you are trying to create, then good things will happen, and that's what I would do. You also have that turkey card, and turkeys are symbols of like abundance and all that other good stuff. And I'm getting something here about abundance coming in for you, Aquarius, and you have the Eight of Pentacles, and the Eight of Pentacles is like material success on the horizon. It's about kind of like working towards something and getting a result in the future. In your last row, which is your outcome, which is also the good stuff, which is also the future, you have the Nine of Pentacles. And so the Nine of Pentacles is a lot of abundance, but it's kind of like intuitively I see you, it's almost like you're collecting something. I don't know how to say that. It's almost like you're collecting things that are making you money. This could be like your ideas. It could be that you are like collecting skills, right? Or that you're starting work on something and you're kind of like, building a body of work. It's almost like you're building a portfolio. Maybe that's a better way to put it here, Aquarius. And, it doesn't necessarily have to be a portfolio. We can, it's like maybe you have a business and you have to collect testimonials from your customers. It's like, those are things that you can collect that will make you more successful. I have no freaking clue what I'm talking about, but that's what's popping into my head here with this card. It's like it's kind of saying to me that you're collecting something, or you're kind of like putting things together to get a result in the future. Whatever it is, it's good. It's popping into my head as a good thing, so I like it. You have the Eight of Swords. Yeah, I mean, you're probably gonna keep getting the Eight of Swords with me for a while. The Eight of Swords is a little bit of a stuck feeling. I actually don't feel too bad about it. It's kind of like one of those things, I think sometimes we're stuck, but when we really think about it, we're not stuck. Eight of Swords is only looking at one way of doing things when there are many. So the solution to the Eight of Swords, is that we just have to open up to all solutions. I mean, it cracks me up because you and Leo always get this card, and obviously you're opposite signs. I do feel that you're going to start feeling a lot better, like once we get into May. That's when Mars will have cleared the shadow in Leo at the beginning of May, and you'll probably feel more motivated work-wise when we get to May. I feel like you'll feel better now, like you should be for sure, and so you could be feeling better and better every single day, and you could feel more motivated as well, is the word I'm looking for. And so yeah, I think it's a good thing. I think this first row is kind of like just straightforward work. You have the World. Funny enough, it kind of popped into my head when I put this card down at the beginning of the reading that some of you are thinking about travel, but I was seeing it as like future plans. It's almost like you have a bunch of questions about travel, or there's like a dreamy energy I get with this World card. You're saying to yourself like, it's almost like you're saying to yourself like, if I did this, then I could go travel. It's like you're having these dreams of travel. Maybe is a good way to put it, right, with the World card. And it's almost like there's a plan here as well. And you could be saying to yourself like, this is what that would look like. I don't know. Again, I think that you're kind of like planning something for the future. I do get a very futuristic energy from the reading itself. I mean, you are an Aquarius. You are futuristic, right? But it's almost like you are making these plans for the future. But for some of you, it could be about something specific as well. For some of you, it could be about love. You have the Six of Cups here, King of Wands, could be a fire sign. You always get fire with me, so, whatever, take it how it resonates. It could just be a fiery person. But, if you have your eye on a person as well, you could be saying like, oh, it could be futuristic in the sense that you're saying like, oh, I could go do these things with this person, or I could, go travel with this person or something, so I get a lot of this like future planning. I really feel like this is a good thing for you, Aquarius, this first row, even though you have that Eight of Swords, because because it's like usually if we're like dreaming like that, it's because things are going well, or at least we expect them to be going well, right? So, I kind of get that feeling from the first part of your reading. Again, a little bit of stuck energy. It's like there with that Eight of Swords, but it's like maybe the Eight of Swords is just saying that there are things you're going to have to do. With the Eight of Pentacles, you have the Nine of Cups. Again, whatever you're collecting, I don't care what it is, I think it's going to be really good. Again, I got like portfolio, or like you're collecting testimonials from your customers, or, maybe you're collecting reviews, or, you're collecting knowledge, whatever it is. I feel it's going to lead to a lot of fulfillment in the future. I also kind of, this is just kind of popping into my head as confirmation. It's not really saying like Nine of Cups energy to me. Normally with the Nine of Cups, I say we have to bathe in the energy of what we want, which I think is always true. I think we should always do that. But it's just kind of popping into my head as confirmation. So there you go. With the Eight of Swords, you have the Devil. This is like a loose tooth is what this is with the Eight of Swords for sure. It's like when I was a kid, if I had a loose tooth, I was like the type of kid where it was coming out. The slightest little wiggle, I was ripping that baby out that day, right? So it's almost like that, where it's like you have some sort of loose tooth in your life. Maybe not literally, but, we're speaking figuratively here, Aquarius. So it's like there's something that you're thinking about ripping out. Like if I, the way I read is I put myself in your shoes and just feel whatever I feel. So, I kind of get this feeling of something where it's like kind of an attachment or something you need to release yourself from. Again, I don't really even feel like it's that bad. As a matter of fact, I think that it will be like a major relief once you rip it out, whatever it is. It could be a person, a place, a thing. It could be a mindset, a habit, whatever it is. I think you need to release it. With the World, you have the Nine of Swords. Yeah, it's like you're dreaming of escaping your situation. Maybe that's like the one negative that I could say about the reading is that, if we still have Neptune and Pisces. Neptune is, moving into Aries. It will be in Aries, depending on when you're watching this video. And, but it's going to retrograde back into Pisces. And, part of the problem with Neptune and Pisces is kind of like staying stuck in the fantasy. And sometimes what happens is that with Neptune and Pisces, we just want to live in the fantasy. We don't actually make it a reality. So if there's something that you're dreaming about, I got a very dreamy energy on that World card. If there's something you're dreaming about, imagining having it, it's kind of like the Nine of Swords is saying, like, go and get it. Don't just like go round and round and thinking about it and staying stuck, right? So, there you go. What are we doing? Next, in the area of what's coming in for you, you have this experiment card, which you are probably also going to get for the next 20 years. It says, when you find yourself feeling indecisive about which direction to go in, don't be afraid to experiment with multiple options to figure out what works for you. Yes. You have this conditioning card. It says, have you accepted the illusory limits placed onto you by your upbringing or social conditioning? So that could also be what you need to release yourself from. The World is very expansive, very big card, and the Nine of Swords is very small. It's thinking small, staying stuck, all those other things. When I first put that conditioning card down, it's kind of like I saw it as conditions. And so I kind of feel that. Like sometimes I read something wrong when I'm reading, but I actually think it's right. It's like actually the message, it's more intuitive, if that makes sense. And I kind of feel like this conditioning card said to me, conditions. And I would be careful of like putting conditions on things. I feel like I've said this to you before, Aquarius, but if you're saying like, I'll go do this when I meet these conditions, or if you're saying to yourself, this thing will only be right for me if it meets these conditions, then you're keeping yourself stuck. I would be like more open with that card. And of course, experimentation, Pluto and Aquarius, all about experimentation, innovation. So anything you can do there would be a good idea. You have the Four of Swords, the Emperor, and the Six of Wands. The Four of Swords is resting, relaxing, recovering. Yeah, we still have heavy retrograde energy, even though they're ending soon enough. Thank God. But, if you need a rest, take a rest. If you need a break, take a break. All that other stuff. He is also hoping and praying to receive a blessing here. There's a person blessing another person in this stained glass window. I do kind of feel like it's time to stop hoping and praying, and it's like time for action for you, Aquarius. I mean, we have the Emperor next. The Emperor could say you're attracting an Emperor into your life if you're looking for love. And there definitely is a little bit of love here. But, regardless of whatever it is, I feel it's time for action. He has his armor on underneath his suit, underneath his cloak here, and it says that he's ready to go at a moment's notice. So when an opportunity presents itself, he's going to take it. And I feel that there could be like an opportunity that you've been thinking about for a long time, probably overthinking it. Nine of Swords right here. You have the Hangman still thinking about it in the future. And so, again, I think this is saying, like, sure, you can keep fantasizing about whatever it is you're thinking about, or you could just take action and you could have the real thing right now. Maybe that's what this reading is. It's like the real thing. It's like you're getting the real thing that you actually wanted, and now it's time to like grab onto it. You have the Six of Wands, which is success, a victory, really good. So whatever it is that you're hoping for, there could be a victory here. The thing about the Six of Wands, and I feel like I say this to you a lot, Aquarius, is other people. This person here is meant to look jealous of this person here on the horse. But he has earned his right to be on that horse. So, it's like success always breeds jealousy, and, there will always be jealous people. The Six of Wands is all about ignoring it and not listening to it and, just being successful anyway. So I would definitely encourage you to kind of like embrace the successes and whatever it is you're trying to create. We also go up here to another six. Whenever I have two sixes that are connected in a reading, I love it. To me, it says that you are on the right path. You're going in the right direction. So 2 6s to me is kind of like confirmation for your path or confirmation for your journey. It just says that you are doing what you're supposed to be doing right now, which is good. With the Four of Swords, you have the Five of Wands. Five of Wands is like conflict and competition. I feel like I've said this to you before as well, that you could be fearing competition, especially if you're trying to, like stand out in business or work or your career. And the Five of Wands really encourages us to face competition. These people are using sticks to fight. They're not using swords. So we can easily conquer the competition with the Five of Wands by learning from the competition. So, the Five of Wands is really about learning from the competition. What I would say is, again, with Pluto and Aquarius, I think that it's important to learn from the competition and then find another way around. It's like everybody does things the same way. It's like once something works, just everybody copies it, right? So how can you do the same thing but different? And, I really feel Pluto and Aquarius is kind of like encouraging that type of work, right? With the Emperor, you have the Two of Pentacles, do I, don't I, type of energy here. So Two of Pentacles is about kind of like juggling, spinning plates, doing too much. Not necessarily a bad thing. Personally, I think that the Two of Pentacles can be a good card because he could be getting a really good result for the work he's doing. It's like, yeah, sure, he could be busy, but, there could be a good reason for it. He could be getting a really good result for being busy. I would just make sure that you're working on the right things, not the wrong things. With the Six of Wands, you have the Strength card. You have the Strength card twice here. And so the Strength card is about your inner strength and believing you deserve something, especially with that Five of Wands. Five of Wands, Six of Wands, Strength. It's like some of you might feel like, or maybe people in your life are trying to convince you that you don't deserve something. They might not be saying that to you. And again, as I always say to you, Aquarius, I don't necessarily think people say things to us to be mean or whatever. It's like sometimes people say things to us because they think they're protecting us, but really they're not. And so, that's what I would think about with that Strength card. Next, in the area of messages from your future self, you have this Bobcat spirit. Says, life is a mystery. It is, yes. You have this cat spirit. Says, claim your independence. Yeah, it's like you need to blaze your own trail here, Aquarius. I really do think it's time for Aquarius to be a leader. The Emperor is about bossing up, and, I think that for a long time, maybe you've been relying on others, or you've been thinking that, let me put this a different way. Maybe you are thinking that people are going to be your stepping stone. Like, if you're trying to grow in business, maybe you think working together with other people is going to be the thing that, kind of gets you to the next level. And I'm not saying that you shouldn't work with other people because Pluto and Aquarius is a collective. So anything you can do to benefit the collective or be a benefit to the collective is going to lift you up. So that's definitely true. The problem is if you're not taking the lead. So if someone else is calling the shots, that's where the problem is. You should be working with other people, but you need to be number one. You need to be the one that is getting the credit for the work. You need to be the one that is standing out for the work that you're doing. And I kind of feel that's what this independence thing is saying. You have the Eight of Cups, the Hangman, and the King of Wands. Everybody gets the Eight of Cups right now because we have an eclipse on the 29th. So I'm publishing this video before the day of the eclipse. And so if you're watching it before the eclipse, then yeah, and even if you're watching it after, you definitely could be choosing to walk away from things that no longer serve you. That's pretty much what we do during eclipses, especially this set of eclipses. And the other thing I would say is that I think as a collective that with the two eclipses that we're having, Virgo and Aries, this last one's going to be in Aries. It's like we are all kind of, it's almost like you are being given a puzzle, and it's like, you're being given the edges, right? Which is good. Like most, some people who are puzzle nerds, they start with the edge pieces, right? They put the edges together, then they fill in the gaps, right? And so it's like between now and September, we all have been given a puzzle. Luckily, we have the outline. We have the outside of the puzzle done, and now what we're doing is we're kind of like filling in the middle. And so again, it's kind of like you can see where you're going. You have a good outline, but now it's time to fill in the gaps. And the Eight of Cups could say, like, maybe there are certain things in life that just don't fit into the puzzle or just aren't part of the puzzle, and you have to walk away from those things. And that's probably what you're doing. You have the Hangman. The Hangman says you're ready. Hangman is hanging from the tree of knowledge and wisdom, but his head is glowing. He has gained the enlightenment that he needs to move forward. He sacrificed movement. As I've said to everyone, I mean, we've had nonstop retrograde since November. So I can't remember a time like this in recent history where we've had, many months of retrogrades. So, almost 6 months, basically. And, it's a, kind of like a time where during retrogrades, usually we are put on pause so that we can gain answers. But now we're getting to the end of the retrogrades, and it's time to start moving forward towards whatever it is we've been fantasizing about in your case. And that's what I would think about with this Hangman. It's like time to take action. Which I feel like I've said to you for weeks now. And same thing with the King of Wands, right? King of Wands is like bold, assertive. He needs to take action. He needs to, be confident in what he's doing as well. So I think it's time. The King of Wands also is about the future. The King of Wands, he has a little bit of foresight. He has a little bit of that like future vision. He has the ability to see the future kind of a little bit. He's kind of innovative as well. And so I would be embracing those parts of yourself. You're definitely innovative. You're an Aquarius. So any of your innovative ideas are going to be very beneficial. I do feel for some of you, this could be a person. Definitely could be a fire sign. Again, you have a ton of fire here. It could be any sign, general reading. It could be a fiery person. It could be an entrepreneur because the King of Wands is entrepreneurial. So there you go. With the Eight of Cups, you have the High Priestess. Again, very intuitive time. We have a ton of energy in Pisces still. Both Venus and Mercury are retrograding into Pisces eventually. So, Venus is already there. Mercury will be there soon enough. So I would definitely be trusting that intuition. Any intuitive hits that you get. I feel like I said this to you recently as well. Sorry, I'm having a lot of deja vu in your reading, which isn't necessarily a bad thing. But, I feel like I said something to you about you being right recently. It's like one of those things where, maybe since November, you've had a lot of those lessons where you have said to yourself, I should have trusted my gut on this situation. I should have, kind of listened to my first instinct. And, obviously don't beat yourself up over it, but, moving forward, trust your gut on whatever it is. With the Hangman, you have the Chariot. Yes, are you kidding? Time for quick movement. So, yeah, definitely not a time to wait. Chariot is about, like, taking control. Chariot says where there's will, there's way. If you take control and make things happen, they will happen. So I think it's time to, like, really go for it, whatever it is that you're working on especially. And, this could have to do with whatever you're collecting here. With that Eight of Pentacles, that kind of, like, collecting energy that I was getting. It's almost like things are falling into place. It's like... it's like the Eight of Pentacles, it's kind of like saying to me, it's like, imagine if you're an animal and it's like there's a tree and it's like all the fruit has fallen to the ground and now you're just collecting the fruit, the fruits of your labor. And, I feel the Chariot is saying it's time to like collect, charge up, get that energy and charge forward. That was stupid, but there you go. With the King of Wands, you have the Sun. Yep, best card in the deck. Definitely a lot of happiness coming in for you. I would move towards your happiness. I think it's clear that if things are not making you happy, those are the things that you need to walk away from, the things that, really suck you dry with the devil. And, I would charge towards happiness with the Sun card. There's a certain amount of ease that goes into the Sun. The Sun, this baby here is carrying this big banner, and, on the Sun, this is meant to represent the fact that he's kind of carrying something heavy, but he's doing it easily. And, it says that really things should not be a struggle right now, even if they are. It's like the sun is not perfect. It says, how can you make the struggle easier? And I don't know. You have to learn and figure it out, right? Next, in the area of the good stuff, you have this temptation card. It says, what is tempting you at this moment may not be a wise choice. It's coming up in the good stuff, so there actually could be a temptation. We have the King of Wands, the Devil, the Emperor, and that Six of Cups. It could be seduction. Like, you could be wondering, like, if you're being seduced by a person. The other thing I would say is if you're fantasizing about a person, which is very normal during Neptune and Pisces for sure. What this could be saying is that you are wondering if it's just a temptation or if it's real. And, the reading itself says, well, you kind of have to find out. And, obviously, if you're worried about being tempted and this being something that's just like lust, not love, for example, don't rush into it. Take your time. Make small investments. Don't overinvest in the person, right? You have this Virgo card that says details. Details. It says you need to look at something more closely. What you need to know lies in the details. Yeah, it's like I said, you're collecting something. It's like I think when we do collect things like information and we really look at it and look at the details, we can find a better answer or find a better direction. And that's what I would do here with these cards. You have the Six of Cups, the Nine of Pentacles, and the Strength card. Six of Cups is like a childlike, playful energy. I do feel that. And, again, I felt love on this card. If you want love, definitely could be like a more childlike connection. I also think that it's encouraging you to be more kind of like playful with the connection in the sense that you don't rush into it. You just like, ease into it, see where it goes. Especially with Venus retrograde, even though Venus will be going direct on the 7th of April. This could be a connection where you start slow, you just see how things go. And I think that, you kind of take a more playful approach would be a good idea. You have the Nine of Pentacles. We have that card of independence, the Cat card. The Nine of Pentacles is about being independent, and she has a skill that makes her valuable. So I would be using your skills to increase your value. I do just kind of feel like abundance. Like I said at the beginning of the reading, I feel like a lot of you could be stepping into an abundant time, or it's like you're doing something to create abundance, which is great. You have the Strength card again. The Strength card is about, in the good stuff especially, says that you are maybe putting your strength on display. She is putting her hands in this lion's mouth. I always say, who in the right mind would stick their hands in a lion's mouth, right? Nobody. So she is doing a display of strength. She is showing the world how strong she is by accomplishing something. And so with the Chariot and, all this other good stuff, I would definitely say, like, if there's something you want to accomplish, go and do it because you will stand out. With the Six of Cups, you have the Ace of Pentacles. Yeah, Ace of Pentacles is something that needs to be nurtured into existence. We kind of have the Empress because we have the Nine of Pentacles. And the Empress is the most nurturing energy in the deck. The Nine of Pentacles is pre-Empress energy. She is, kind of the minor arcana version of the Empress. So if you are getting any opportunity at all, I would just nurture it. Take care of it, raise it, feed it, all that other good stuff, and it will be good. With the Nine of Pentacles, you have the Page of Swords. Page of Swords is a card of curiosity. We're in a time of curiosity. I do think we should be asking a lot of questions, doing a lot of research, looking for answers, all that other good stuff. Clearly, if you do it, it will increase your abundance with that Page of Swords. With the Strength card, you have the Five of Pentacles. Pretty good, actually. Five of Pentacles and the good stuff with the Strength card would say you're believing in yourself. Five of Pentacles says, do not call attention to your weaknesses, focus on your strengths. And, I kind of feel that for you as well, where it's like the reading is saying, yeah, there might be a lot of reasons why you can't have something or do something, but if there's like one good reason to do it, I would do it. You have this Candle card. It says you will be shown the way. 2 6s with a Chariot in the middle, right? The Chariot sandwich here, or the 6 sandwich that we have going on with the Chariot. Definitely you are getting guidance. I feel like you're on the right path. You have this Tulip card. It says great passion on it. I would embrace your passion. Sun, King of Wands, even that Nine of Pentacles. These are cards of working on things that you are passionate about. I think that I've said it to you before. I mean, Pluto and Aquarius is going to be all about you getting attention on the things that you're passionate about. So that's what I would work on. You have this Pineapple card that says reconciliation on it. I don't think this is like a person coming back. I think that this is the universe is like reconciling the energy with you, which usually happens after a retrograde. If we learn our lessons during the retrogrades, then we usually get some sort of reward at the end of the retrograde. And that's kind of what I feel here. It's like you've done the work and now you're getting a reward. You have this Fox card. It says shrewdness and resourcefulness, especially in business. We said this at the beginning with the Five of Wands, that, finding a different way to do what you're doing is going to be very helpful for you. This always comes up for Leo as well, your opposite sign. If you have Leo in your chart, you might want to watch their reading, but I would definitely say kind of like looking for other ways of doing things is your secret sauce, right? You have this grasshopper. It says situation in the balance that requires careful handling. I do feel like a little bit of a need to make a move. Like, I'm not saying you're going to miss out on something, but if you have your eye on something that you really want to accomplish, could even be a person, it's like, they're not going to be single forever, or, a business opportunity might not last forever. So, I would definitely not encourage anyone to rush right now, but, I would plant the seed with the Ace of Pentacles. Ace of Pentacles is all about, taking that first step to take advantage of an opportunity. The Ace of Pentacles is only an opportunity, but aces are zero. They represent nothing. They represent us needing to put the work in to turn that opportunity into something. So I wouldn't wait all day, but really good reading, Aquarius. I really like this a lot. So thank you for being here, and definitely enjoy your week.